And with us right now, we've got Samuel Cook. Samuel, you're the co-founder and CEO of SanityDesk and the founder and creative director of James Cook Media. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here, Josh.
So again, with James Cook Media and, again, having started, SanityDesk, kind of coming into this world, where did you come from that brought you to this point?
Well, my mother and father met in Switzerland, an Englishman, an American woman from Minnesota.
Huh?
They got married and moved to Belfast, Northern Ireland. And I was born there in the 70s during the Troubles.
Wow.
My whole family moved when I was 9 in 87 to the States, grew up in Louisiana. Wasn't a big fan of growing up in Louisiana after Ireland. I was a bit more Irish at heart and European than Louisiana. Decided to go to West Point. It was free. Parents had 5 kids, needed to get my college paid for, and graduated in 2000, West Point Military Academy, and then was an Army officer for 13 years, where I was in Iraq twice. And I studied history at West Point. That was the beginning of my Army career, was a history student. And the end of my Army career, I was a history teacher. After going to NYU, after my second tour in Iraq, I studied Russian history, taught Russian and Ukrainian history at West Point, and then left the Army in 2013 and started running my media agency full time, James Cook Media, which built software in the background for our clients, which has just become a angel-backed tech startup, SanityDesk. So 2 companies, very related, but obviously different missions.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on that, and thank you for serving in the Army as a Navy vet to an Army vet. Thank you so much.
Well, my family has Captain James Cook in our heritage, so I have a lot of respect for what the Navy does. Never was interested in the boat side of it.
No, yeah, right. So thankfully, I was a landlubber the whole time, and in fact, my first year, I was in school for journalism and went to Fort Benjamin Harrison in Indianapolis. So here we are, the Navy. We were referred to as the Cornfield Navy.
Yeah, landlocked Navy. Well,
yeah, for sure.
Tough duty stations like San Diego or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I was in San Diego for 20 days, and what a great town. That's a town that appreciates the military. And so give me a quick overview then of SanityDesk. So I'm on the website right now. It's sanitydesk.com, and looks like this can solve some people's problems.
Well, yeah. And in fact, Josh, as a influencer, as an expert, that is my primary clients for the last 9 years as an agency owner. Even before I left the Army, I was doing marketing work on the side. I was helping after my first client, which was a horrible experience, someone who paid me a lot of money to do a website, didn't like working for them. I swore to myself, I'm only going to help people who I believe in their product or their service, and I really am passionate about helping them. Because life's too short to have clients that you don't love what they do and believe in what their mission is and who they help. So I found myself at the time helping a running coach because I was a triathlete, a swimming coach, Terry Laughlin, the founder of Total Immersion, Bobby McGee, a running coach, Jeff Boer of TriDot Systems. We created TriDot, which is now a multi-million-dollar SaaS company. And I just did a lot of work for experts, and I was so frustrated by the technology that I had to piece together, WordPress linked together with Infusionsoft or HubSpot or ActiveCampaign, and then, sales tool, Pipedrive or whatever you use to manage your deal flow, support desk, which is not your inbox. That's not a great place to have a support desk, Zendesk or some other tools. And as I was looking at all these tools and integrating them for my clients, I just started building my own at first Page Builder, because I really wanted to have great web pages and surveys and checkout pages and a unified experience designed for authors and experts. Then I just kept going, and I decided to create the marketing automation. This is about 2 years ago. We got really serious, increased our budget. And it got to the point where after we had the designs ready for our support desk, our sales CRM, and our team communication tool, we had a full suite of software designed specifically for the influencer, for the expert. That was our client base, who we had hundreds of these clients, thousands of people who bought our training, hundreds of people that we coached, and dozens that we did funnels for. So we just said, okay, well, let's turn around and make this into a product that we resell. So we started running workshops, getting early customer feedback. About a year ago, May of 2000, I started raising money, got our first money in from an investor in August. November, we decided to create a fresh Delaware C Corp for a tech startup, which is what investors love to invest in.
Yeah.
And then we have raised $300,000 so far as of May the 8th or 9th, whatever day it is. And we're all well on our way to finishing our funding round of $600,000 that we're about to close out with some other investors making some final decisions. So yeah, that's how I got to SanityDesk. But the agency, which I've stepped away from in a full-time capacity, is my spiritual home. That's named after my brother who passed away. It's named after my ancestor, Captain James Cook, who's like the Elon Musk of the Enlightenment, the 1700s, discovered Australia, Hawaii, and mapped out the coast of New Zealand and everything. And so, yeah, it's my spiritual home. I'm sure I'll go back there. Tech startups seem to be, eventually there'll be an exit or, whatever happens there. But that's kind of my family business now.
Yeah, tell me more about James Cook. I feel like there's a lesson here that we should kind of look to his legend and what can entrepreneurs learn from James Cook.
Well, James was he passed away in 2013, 7 years, and he was the first employee. He was studying music. He was a composer. He was at home, a little bit depressed because he didn't have the energy or the health to finish his PhD or his doctorate of music. Started doing my social media campaigns, and for my first social media campaigns, I had this brilliant idea because James loved knowledge. He read more books than even I do, which is a lot as a former history professor. He loved to read just eclectic stuff, and he really believed in the power of information to change people's lives, right? And my father's a teacher, so runs deep in the family. And the other thing he loved was music. So if you go to our website, jamescook.com, and then /story is the story about James and my story with James. We have a bunch of videos all over our website, and I became a film storytelling agency, really inspired by James about how do you sell to someone as an author, as an expert, this, it's very personal to sell yourself, right? You're not selling a product which you built, and if someone doesn't like it, they're rejecting the product. They're rejecting you as an expert when people don't buy from you. And how do you do that in a way where you're not feeling like you're pimping yourself out, in a crude way to say it, or being slimy or pushy or salesy, or the way that nobody wants to feel, but they see that all the time online and it doesn't work, right?
Yeah. Well, you have some quote unquote competitors that are, in my opinion, extremely slimy.
Yeah. Yeah. And we said, well, what if we just sat down people and did interviews with them and let them tell their story about what it's like to work with the expert and combine that into a documentary style video. And then more importantly, let's sit down the expert and interview them. And Josh, I'm an expert documentary filmmaker now after 9 years, and interview someone like you and get your story out there. And more importantly, the story about why you're passionate helping the people that you help, people like me and other people who get on your podcast. And I know that I can create an amazing story that's riveting. People are going to watch. They're going to, when I did my first sales film with Bobby McGee, people sent back emails saying, Bobby, this was amazing. The music was amazing. I was crying at the end of it. And the last half of the video was him selling, but it was so well put together and so emotional. And this is still on our website on our case studies. Yeah. Bobby McGee sales film. It moved people, and they knew they were being sold to, and they still loved it and told them how much they loved it. And that's really, I think, the holy grail for an entrepreneur and an expert, especially when you're selling yourself, is to present yourself in a way where people love it. They feel like they didn't waste 17 minutes of their life or 15 minutes when you watched it.
Yeah. So, and this, by the way, is at jamescookmedia.com, right?
Yes. jamescookmedia.com. And you can see all the videos.
So you build these amazing documentary style stories for entrepreneurs and experts in, and how powerful is that versus, boy, what a softball of a question this is. How powerful is that, to have like a great, 15-minute video like that versus, well, we've got excellent sales copy around our website.
Well, listen, I have a video, which I will send to everyone, that is totally free. It's a 15-minute video that speaks to the problem that experts and authors specifically face. And when you watch that video, you'll realize that there's two things that don't happen in the video. I never talk about myself and my background, and I never sell anything, right? I just empathize and connect with the client, educate them on steps to getting the better future they want, and then offer them very gently a free video series afterwards. And that one video, or variations of that style of video, there were two main ones that we've used, has created almost $3.5 million of sales over the last 4 years for my agencies. My agency, James Cook Media, which funded SanityDesk, self-funded $700,000 investment in building the technology that became SanityDesk. So really just watch the video and say, is this effective? Does this grab me in? And we have all kinds of videos all over our website where you can watch past stories that we've done, and just say to yourself, would that help? And really, people love to be, reading is quick, but it also takes a little bit of thinking. And, when you press play on a video and you sit back and it looks and feels not like a sales video, you kind of let your guard down and take in the content. And if you've got great content, I'm a big believer, if you've got great content, that people will, bond with you emotionally. People make emotional buying decisions and justify with logic. No doubt about it. Is it, when someone engages with you to produce a video like that? I mean, I think we've all seen powerful videos that tug at our heartstrings, and they help form that emotional connection, with whoever it is, right? That this is why I do what I do, and like you're really, really into it. But it strikes me that it could be pretty pricey to put together a really good, a well-produced video like that. Yes, it is. I am not, this is one of the reasons why it is so hard to get these things done. Is it's not enough for you to set up your own camera, sit around on the side, and just make a powerful video. The art is in the direction. So the art is in the interviewer. So imagine, what would be the difference between a video where you set up a camera and you talk to the camera trying to think of what to say, versus Oprah Winfrey interviewing you, right? If Oprah were to interview you, and I would say that's probably the gold standard of someone who knows how to connect with you and get you to open up, that's going to be a pretty different video, right? And then you think about the quality of a crew that someone like Oprah would have versus your own videos. So it's not a small investment. I used to run a coaching group where I trained people how to do this. So I have trained, thankfully, enough people under me that where I can make it way less than my rate, which is $5,000 a day for directing. But when I get on set for 1 or 2 days and the people are at the right stage where I can, because of my experience, I'm not the Oprah of television, but I certainly would say I'm probably close to the Oprah of digital sales films online, right? I'm one of the experts at that and have taught it for a long time. I do get more, but you can get a lot for a lot less for people that I've trained specifically, or we have an educational series where people can actually, we train you how to do this yourself. So you can have someone in your team interview you. And it's really about getting the person who's being interviewed to forget about the camera. Yeah. Oh yeah. Connect with someone with no script, connect with someone and feel like you're talking to your best friend, that you are authentically trying to help. Because ultimately, if you're a business owner, everyone that you work with should feel like someone that you'd want to help, just like your best friend, or else you're not in the right business, in my opinion. So if you care about your audience, you show up every day, you'd help them for free. You probably did in the beginning anyway, and you're passionate about them. Our job is to just make you forget about the sale and the pressure of making money, because everyone needs that to survive, and just connect, right? And if you connect with someone who is a proxy for, or even better yet, it is your ideal client sitting across from you, they know this interview technique, you can get some really powerful footage out of it. And that's what we teach. We teach it online. We coach people through it, where we'll do a Skype call and coach people through it. And then we come out and do it for you. If you're ready, you're doing well, a couple $100,000 and want to scale up, then that makes sense to hire a crew and have an expert do it for you. Right. Why do you think that, do you have any, if we look at existing
marketing systems that might be very popular or might just, a lot of people might be doing them. Where do you think that most people are failing when it comes to marketing?
Well, in marketing, there's really two reasons your marketing campaign will fail. And let's think about marketing like a relationship. You are in a relationship with your ideal customer, okay? And you're either in a very healthy relationship with your ideal customer, your market. You found the tribe of people that you want to help for the rest of your life, or you're in a transition period where it's kind of okay right now, but I'm going to move on. Or you're just in a completely dysfunctional relationship. And we've all been in interpersonal, intimate relationships that are in one of those three categories, right? And relationships fail for two reasons. The first reason they fail is you just don't love your ideal customer. Like literally you can't stand the person. You don't agree with their values. And you know, I was in a business like this where I fell out of love with my ideal customer and it ended up failing. It was my triathlon company. Not that I didn't love triathletes for a while, but I fell out of love. And as soon as you lose that connection with, hey, I don't resent doing this, you know, your values. So I say that the story, which James Cook Media teaches people how to do, is the love, right? The story is about the love and the connection with your ideal customer and understanding who your ideal customer is and how you can help them get a better future. And if you can get someone to see that their better future that they desperately want is possible, the steps make sense, and they emotionally trust you to help them, guide them to that better future, they're going to pay you. And that's where money changes hands. So that's where the video, the message, the copy and the emails, the landing page copy, that's the story. But when people get their story right, and I used to run story workshops for years, I would get so frustrated because people knew their story. They knew who they wanted to help. They were in love with that person. And that what happens, just like in a personal relationship, you get married, you move in together, and then what happens? Logistics, right? Yeah. You got to make the relationship work. And this guy that you love snores, and this woman that you love yells at you every time he throws your socks on the floor. And then you have kids, and this guy's not reliable to go pick up the kids on time, and he's absent-minded and he loses stuff, and the wife never buys. So money, you know, and fights over priorities and logistics of relationship can kill the romance, right? So in marketing, the logistics of getting a story out there that connects with your ideal customer and guides them through a customized journey, which our software does. We have choose your own adventure software. It makes your story unique as you go through it. Yeah. That's the logistics, right? If you can't deliver the story and no one reads it, it doesn't count, right? If you have a story and no one connects with it, you don't find the ideal customer and you don't bring them through that story because the technology is not working, then it doesn't count. So it's just like an interpersonal relationship. You need the story, which is the love, the romance, the connection. And when you lose that, it's over. And then once you have that, that's the easy part. The hard part is making it work. It's the logistics. It's the technical. And what SanityDesk does is we put it all in one place because a small business owner, an expert, someone like you who's doing podcast recording all day, you don't have time. And if you've made time, God bless you for being a hero, to do all this stuff and learn 8 different pieces of software and all their different support priorities when something breaks, and then the Zapier to connect it all together, and then figuring out which credit card to put it all on so that you don't get the whole system shut down when it breaks. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the launch of SanityDesk. I'm sure that was quite a journey. And then, of course, now it's now funded and out in the world. And that, again, is at SanityDesk.com. One thing, of course, you'd mentioned, and I wanted to point out, is the free 2-hour training that you offer, and that's at jamescookmedia.com. And it's a
and I made a special link, jamescookmedia.com/Josh. And as soon as you go to that link, you'll just be able to immediately enter in your name and your email and, you know, it's actually, perfect. We've updated it to 3 hours now of training. We've put in a bunch of technical videos to explain how to build your funnel as well as the storytelling theory. So.
Great. Well, I'm the first one to click on it. Again, jamescookmedia.com/Josh. Samuel Cook, congratulations again on your successful launch. You're the co-founder and CEO of SanityDesk, and of course, the founder and creative director of James Cook Media. Thank you so much for joining us.